Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, angry faithful of all ages, it is the second week of January. This is the second show of the year 2025, and it is Nerd Sports episode 194. I am your host, Johnny Skelton, and our illustrious producer, David Dickerman. In the corner, we've got Colin Skelton, as always, and the beautiful bearded bastard, the Xhaka, Chris Xhaka.
Finally back.
Finally back. The band's back together.
It was touch and go for a while there, man. It was last few weeks have been rough. Coughing, bronchitis, allergies, like you name it. I've been through it.
Well, brother, just as long as you continue to demonstrate that the universe has in the ability of killing you,
Listen,
good.
It's been trying for 45 years to kill me, and it hasn't yet. So,
hey, 47 here. Just kind of saying.
I'm just upset that you don't want to be part of my undead sex ring. So,
I have the benefits package. Just it's not enough, man. You got to work on that.
Oh yeah.
I'll
So, David, do you? I know that you said that it was going to be a little touch and go tonight. Do you ever the weird sport this week?
I got the weird. Why did I say it was touch and go?
Last week on
he said he was going to go and touch himself.
That's maybe where it was, but last week before the what the hell that you and I had filmed, you said that you'll be in and out. That's what you said. You'll be in and out, and I'm really hoping like the Kevin Kline Tom Selleck movie, In and Out.
No, I thought it was going to be in and out. I took care of everything.
Oh, okay, groovy. So,
but I do have the weird sport, and since we're going to be talking about football today, we're going to talk about an extra style of football, and it is
for this
ice hockey football. Yes,
the West Side Westies versus the Eastie Boys.
Yes,
that's fantastic.
I mean, look at it's bam. I don't see how I honestly, I don't know why people tried to combine sports. You know what would be neat if we combine this and that.
But they're wearing hockey gloves.
Yeah, and
I don't understand that.
And then regular shoes, like, come on, like that's...
No, they're not regular shoes.
They're on hockey skates.
No, they're not on skates.
Oh wait,
no. They're okay. What these shoes probably are?
Oh, you know what they are? They're the luge shoe or
no, they're not. They're regular shoes. Oh my lord,
they're regular shoes. I'm telling you, that's why they're walking that way.
How stupid!
I grew up on the ice. I know exactly what I'm saying.
Oh my Lanta.
Like, now you really want to make it fun, give them bowling shoes. That I would watch.
Yeah.
That would be an element.
No, I think
it does actually look fun, right?
No. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it because I think you're right. They're bowling shoes.
I mean, they kind of look like it. They're flat.
Okay.
They do almost look like it.
They are bowling shoes. Oh my. Dude,
are we just going to ignore the fact that pass hit that dude right in the breadbasket? And I mean,
yes, we're going to forget about that.
I mean, these guys aren't exactly NFL.
I mean, this dude's out here doing a Justin Jefferson.
They're not even CFL
last night.
Maria.
Maria is back.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Oh my God! This early into the year, something terrible is going to happen.
Ooh,
no! Don't put that on those Riggy Bugby.
Meteor's going to strike right in the middle of the inauguration. It's going to be.
Man, it was actually.
I mean, you start believing all the conspiracy theories around Vegas and
hey, you know what? I spent probably about 3 or 4 hours just reading and listening and looking at stuff, dude.
There is some weirdness.
I don't think you did.
You know, at the risk of opening that can of worms, it's
Yeah.
There's a reason he picked Tesla or
Yeah.
whoever it was.
It can self-drive.
Uh-huh.
He's a registered Republican. He voted for Trump,
And I'm sorry, but a Desert Eagle,
and there was no report.
yeah.
Right?
You're here.
And look at the video footage. There's somebody moving in there just before the blast.
Right.
And then the fire department and the FBI said that his remains were charred beyond recognition,
But his passport survived.
but his passport and his cat card.
Right, exactly. And it was like they're like, I saw so many comments where like, dude, there's no way a cat card will go through an explosion like that. It falls apart in my pocket.
Yeah.
Like, that's a great point. Like there is a lot that is just not adding up.
I mean, that and the Canadian prime minister, resigned today. I don't know if it's wait. I don't know if it's true though. See what I did there?
No,
Really? That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Again, part two. Listen, maybe in the Panhandle it might be because they're supposed to get hammered pretty hard up there. Just don't bring it down here. Keep it up there.
Snowmageddon. Yeah. No, it's currently 39 degrees here where I'm at, and I'm like,
degrees here.
It is a balmy 44 currently in the San Antonio metro area.
wait a minute.
Is this 30 degrees?
You're warmer than I am on the coast?
Believe it or not.
Wow.
It's supposed to be 29 overnight, but for right now, where we're sitting, it says 44 degrees.
There's a small chance of snow here Thursday, Friday. So
You know what? I mean, I don't care if
34 in Amarillo.
Mm.
I don't care if Texas gets snow. I don't. Just as long as the roads are clear before I have to drive not this coming weekend, but the weekend I have to go get them. Just as long as the roads are clear.
So just let me get to and from work and don't let the power go out. I'm
Right.
fine.
Yeah.
25 in Fort Hood. It's Fort Cabazo.
It's Forza Boss. Yeah.
It's Fort Cabazo.
It's not Card Foot anymore, is it?
It's Fort Hood now. Will always
It's
be.
Kalusia. That's what that's called now.
I would believe that. I would believe that.
But I mean, because they have Vietnam,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
why can't they have Kalusia? Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna
Exactly.
I think that we need to get a hold of some people that actually are stationed there, and let's see if we can get that sticker that see if we can get that hook going and just go crazy with the merch sale. Like, the chief of police would be like, sending us a cease and desist letter, like, knock it off with the Kaluza shit and be like, hey, look, it's on the internet. It's forever now, dude.
Yep,
But
it is out
all
there.
good. It is out
You're going to tell me he's going to argue? Do we need to go over your blotter sheet there, sir?
there, right?
That is true.
I mean, do we need to get John Walsh to come look for all the missing soldiers?
Right.
I don't know how much luck John Walsh will have because he couldn't even find the guy that killed his kid. So
Ooh.
yeah. Oh, shot fired.
Ooh. Damn. that is rough.
Oh man, I don't know what happened there. I woke up to violence for some reason.
Blanked out for a second.
People in their viewing our things like, no, I'm going for comedy.
Right. I'm surprised we did not lose any right there. It was stayed a solid 6 right there. That's yeah.
But it's either that they're like, shit, where's the popcorn?
Believe it or not, that's not even as bad as we get.
No, it's not.
It gets worse.
It does. It gets horrible.
Yeah.
We are deplorable. It's horrible because we're deplorables.
That's a terrible parable.
Yeah.
Oh, Johnny can do Johnny can do it, but I'm not allowed to do that. Huh?
Oh,
No, you're not.
No.
look, you're not as gifted as Dr. Seuss is to cheat on his dying wife while writing children's books, dude. Come on.
And still be absolutely beloved.
Still absolutely be beloved. Yeah.
It was the same thing with like Sean Connery.
Hey, you keep Sir Sean Connery's mouth out of your
Right. That's
fucking mouth.
sir.
I mean,
Sir.
That is Sir Sean Connery.
going on a talk show and telling people. I think it was Barbara Walters going on Barbara Walters and and saying, "Yeah, sometimes you just got to give a woman a little rap."
You know,
I mean, that's
that's
Sean Connery.
James Bond, dude. I mean, you can't argue it. And then you're going to get these people that are like, "Well, what about Roger Moore? What about him?"
She would be beating him. I honestly feel like he would be the one getting beaten in that.
There were a lot of Bond girls that did not like
I mean,
Roger.
you're not wrong,
They
Chris.
said that he was abusive.
Well, yeah. But can we all agree he was still better than oh God, what thanks for that, Maria. He just threw me.
No, not
Not Pierce Brosnan.
Timothy
He
Dalton.
only did like not Timothy. There was one
Well, he did.
he only did one or
I
two.
never remember. No, he did one, and it was
George Lazenby.
George Lazenby. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was Her Majesty's Secret Service or something.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. No.
Yeah. I mean, for
I actually
me,
liked Pierce Brosnan as Bond.
yeah, for me, it's Sean Connery, Daniel Craig, Pierce Brosnan, and then it's
The one before Pierce Brosnan. God, I can't remember.
actually I would prefer Lasby to Timothy Dalton.
Yeah.
I just I mean, to the point where whenever he was in Hot Fuzz and he took that steeple into the chin, I was like, finally, there's like universal justice for all the Bond fans out there.
It's really painful.
It's the living daylight.
Oh man, that was
So horrible. man.
Yes,
Great.
everybody.
Great.
Angry
Anyways.
This is Nerd Sports, where you think you're coming to a sports show.
And
Listen, we
did
get
good stuff.
we get there eventually.
Yeah, I mean,
It may take a while.
I mean, I okay. Do we want to talk?
Plus, you guys realize this has been what, almost 3 weeks since all of four of us have been together.
yeah,
And we didn't do a year in review. I mean, we could do a year in
You're
review.
right, we didn't.
I think it's a little. I think that ship's sailed a little.
No, we still got time. I mean,
Yeah, but then we're gonna have
everybody here survived January 6th. I mean, so we'll go with that.
everybody survived what?
January 6th.
Oh,
Today's January 6th. It's the anniversary. And I saw the most hilarious thing. A news reporter was
I
trying
didn't
to
think about
a news reporter was trying to do
Is that the one that got taken out by the snowplow?
yes, pretty much, yeah.
You talking about? And I don't believe in karma because karma is a Buddhist principle. But she's like, this is the anniversary of January 6th, blah 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 blah. As she's giving this report, a snowplow is clearing the road and it passes by, and just this wave of just slush takes her completely off of her feet.
that.
I'm sitting there going, "Yep, okay, I got
When we found out that the whole thing was a sham.
yeah."
They knew it while they were doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. Anyway.
That is all kind of funny. So much
Okay.
Jeez.
So, baseball news. All right.
I'm sorry, just one real quick. You did get my picks last week, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And had you watched the recap show, you would
I have not. It's been, like I said, fighting for my life here.
and you fared pretty well.
I was a little bit surprised with myself. I was pleasantly pleased.
Yeah. I was as well.
Got to go out with a bang. Anyways, baseball.
Baseball. All right. So so there was this big trade that the Astros were trying to put together to get Nolan Arenado to come over, because it's very apparent at this point that Alex Bregman is not going to re-sign with the Astros. It looks more likely that he's going to end up back with his old manager AJ Hinch in Detroit at this point. But Nolan Arenado, he exercised his no trade clause. He has a full no trade clause in his contract that says, if you're going to try to trade me, I've got to approve it first, right? He said the only team that he is willing to waive his no trade for is the Boston Red Sox. And I'm like, oh yeah, that would make me happy because then we can get rid of the defensive liability at third in the form of Rafael Devers, move him over to first, and put the 10-time Gold Glove Award winner over there at third base. That would be nice. But we'll see what happens there. It just really depends on whether or not that the Red Sox shows any kind of interest or anything like that, and what they'd be willing to give up in order to get him, because he's got 2 years left on his contract now, so it wouldn't be like one of these one-season rentals. I mean, he'd be with the team for 2 years at least. But and the Yankees are eyeing Luis Ariziz. And that's per reports from Jeff Passan in an article that he wrote for ESPN Plus. Let me see here. Orioles are still shopping for starting pitching, although they added Tomoko or Tamuki Sugano. I hope I said that right. On a 1-year, $13 million deal, and Charlie Morton for 1 year, $15 to the rotation. The Orioles are still exploring additional moves to upgrade their starting staff. That's according to the Athletics' Ken Rosenthal. Let me see here. The Blue Jays have also made a contract offer to Anthony Santander. He's a free agent. He's got a pretty good bat because the Blue Jays are going to be losing Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And one other guy to free agency this year. So they've got a lot of payroll to play with. So they've been trying to make these huge runs. They're one of the teams that are rumored to be a favorite, a potential landing spot for Alex Bregman. But I don't see Bregman going to Toronto, just simply due to the fact that, one, he's going to have to play in Canada. And I mean, one of the big reasons why Bregman stayed as long as he did in Houston was because of the fact that he was playing in Texas, where they don't have any
snow.
No, dickhead. God, state income tax. Now you go play in Canada, you're going to be living in the States. I mean, because he's already put his Houston home up for sale. It's been on the market for about 6 months now.
What's even
he's gonna take a hit on that.
What's really strange about Canada, like if a Canadian was going to move to the United States or to anywhere else, they literally have to pay 50% of their income that they made throughout their life. That's how bad it is there.
Yeah, no.
While I'm sitting there trying to talk about Alex Bregman, my wife is standing on the other side of the camera trying to get my attention, and it was everything I could to direct her attention to the on-air box that is currently on.
See, the problem is, I think you spend too much time talking to yourself during the day. That must be what it is. So she's inured to it. So then she just assumes.
Either that, she doesn't know which one you're talking to.
Maybe she's colorblind.
No, not colorblind at all. No.
I'm spitballing.
Hey, okay.
We're gonna figure this out together.
No. Let me figure this out right now. Okay. For the past year, we've been doing Nerd Sports at 7:30 on the dot, and we haven't changed it at all. So it's the moon.
It's too regular, is what you're saying?
No. It's the moon.
It's the moon.
It's the moon. The moon isn't in line with the stars and everything. Anytime she does this, it's the moon.
You're right. You're right, because I don't give a fuck is in retrograde right now, David. Okay.
Dude,
You know, Chris's
put that on
colorblind
a
idea
t-shirt.
would make a lot of sense. That is the only way her eyes cannot hurt during Christmas time when we put up all the decorations.
This is
You know, that make a
true.
lot of sense.
There you go. See,
Yeah.
nailed it.
Why you still see the light?
Listen, we seriously though, we write that shit down because that needs to be on my give a fuck is in retrograde. That needs to be on a goddamn t-shirt. I'm telling you, that
You know
is
what? Hold on.
fantastic.
Let me write that down. Where? Oh,
In the interest of the general public, it doesn't necessarily have to be written out, but the sentiment still needs to be there.
we can call it the MGAF is in retrograde.
That too. I mean, you could just do the
So that way we could do like
The
Jake Paul
asterisk.
does, where he's like
100%.
Great Fathers Club, stuff like that.
There you go.
Oh man,
I don't know though. I don't know if that'll work as well as the GFC. GFC works for it works for everything.
it does. It does work for everything, but as far as like we could market the T-shirt to kids now.
That's true.
Mm,
We'll
neat.
find a way.
The MGAF is in retrograde.
McGaff. That's amazing.
Yeah. So that way, like if Colin were to start wearing that T-shirt around and like his mom goes, what's MGAF? My give a flip is in retrograde.
There you go. See?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're onto something.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. And plus it would make it a very church acceptable attire at that point.
Right.
It's
It
My-
could
my
be,
age
uh,
range
that's a-
commitment is in retrograde.
Could be dress
dangerous
code.
line right there.
Do
was
what?
it dress code compliant?
It's a dangerous line right there because then there's gonna be that one person who actually knows what it means, and he's eyeing you from across the room, just like
Mhm.
how.
And that's when
dare
I just very gently pat my hip
you.
while maintaining eye contact.
Freak.
Frack, frick, flip. Yeah, no, it works. It works. But I'm gonna work on. That's gonna be a sticker.
That's amazing.
Put on it.
So that way, when people see it on the back,
That's
of
not what I'm
in
talking about.
traffic-
I was talking about the church thing.
I know what you. Yeah.
No,
I was
no,
talking to Darren. Whatever.
No, he was talking. Yeah, he was talking.
Oh yeah.
that's not
Okay,
the
see, Darren-
point I was
Aaron,
making.
here's the thing. If you were to wear that to school, they would make you turn it inside out anyway. So why even bother?
No, they wouldn't.
We were talking about church dress code. But hey, thank you for actively participating in the conversation.
Actually,
Yeah.
I said dress code. If
No,
you really
it was
want to
probably-
split
See,
hairs.
but Darius thought you were talking about like a school dress code,
I just meant in general.
which leads me to believe that Darius is a unchurched heathen. So there's that. Are you a Gentile, sir? That's what it is. Anyways, we're moving on. It was the last week of the regular season for the NFL. We started the week off perfectly. We all picked Baltimore. Baltimore, I would say they annihilated the Browns, but they just they let the Browns hang around. And by hang around, I meant like there's a 25-point spread there. So I mean, when people go to Cleveland or they let Cleveland into their house and then they start annihilating them, normally we're talking like 30, 40 points, right?
Hence, Cleveland went to the Baltimore Ravens Stadium, so that's valid. So,
Yeah.
Want to try that again?
I said that they annihilated Cleveland, but then I was like, wait a minute, no, that's only a 25 point spread. I said they go to Cleveland or they let Cleveland come into their house. But hey, I appreciate your attention to detail, David.
You're welcome.
Got to make a game out of it. No, they don't. There's no sportsmanship in the NFL. Are you kidding me? Yeah, these guys are all pissed off because they're not making the big bucks like they were in college. So shut up.
We can talk about that later.
Yeah, Colin was the only one to pick Cincinnati to beat the Steelers, and he was the only one that got that one right. Yeah, I know.
I can't
Wait till you hear this next one.
stand when he does that. It pisses me off.
Colin was the only one to pick the Carolina Panthers,
I swear to God.
who beat the Atlanta Falcons
Yeah.
and played the role of the spoiler. Not that, Tampa Bay gave them much of a choice, but still. Yeah, that was fun. We all picked Washington. Guess what? Washington won. They put a merciful end to the 2024 season for the Dallas Cowboys.
Here's a good question.
No.
When's the last time the Cowboys didn't go to the playoffs? That's even better inquiry.
Well, it's not so much the fact that the Cowboys didn't make it to the playoffs this year. It's just the fact that when the Cowboys do go to the playoffs, they don't win.
Yeah. Well, here's another thing about that game is the quarterback that didn't get to play because he was going to make an extra $250,000 and Jerry Jones didn't want to pay it out.
Oh, yeah. Cooper Rush. Oh, yeah.
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 No, it's because they wanted to make sure that he was, the third string was ready and give him a little bit extra playing time.
Because Trey Lance is going to be the trade fodder of the future. Just
right
out there.
Exactly.
Last time.
So Sunday for Trey Lance was nothing more than a trade deadline showcase for him. That's all it was. It was a pro day.
Yeah.
Last time the Cowboys missed playoffs was 2020.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. But this is where Colin's picks went off the rails. He, like everybody else, picked Green Bay, and the Bears decided to show up. And Caleb Williams is like, maybe I do belong in this league. You won by 2 points against a Green Bay Packers team whose quarterback got hurt.
Yeah,
that's one of those.
You know what's funny?
Let me in, open the door. No, shut up.
I almost picked the Bears last week. I was this close.
But then you picked Jacksonville while everybody else picked the Colts.
Yeah, drop the ball.
And I thought that was just a contrarian pick, and we were going to give you that, but it was wrong. So there's that. And then we all got the Buffalo pick wrong. But then I got to thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that makes sense to me because
no, that was
Josh Allen was in for one play, literally one play, and then the rest of the starters got rested.
Yeah.
So
here's the thing.
And the only reason why Josh Allen got the start on that game, sorry, David, was to protect his streak of consecutive starts alive. And that was it.
Here's the thing with this game, though. This is the reason why the coach got fired. New England would have gotten the first draft if they lost. And because of that, that's the reason why the coach was fired.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm not putting a lot of faith into that. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the New England quarterback, he's a solid QB.
Well, okay.
No,
okay.
Hold on. He's a solid quarterback. There's absolutely no reason why they should have to get the number one pick just to ensure that they get Shedeur Sanders, which Shedeur Sanders, you want to talk about the biggest washouts in the NFL. We're talking about this guy, Shedeur Sanders, is going to be a one and done. He's going to get his ass stomped next year, worse than Caleb Williams has been all year this year.
If you get the number one draft, you're not going for you're going for a quarterback most of the time. Okay. But you can go for anybody that you feel that you're going to want to fill out your team.
I without you, I would have been lost in that principle would have been just completely right over my head. I appreciate you bringing me up to speed on that. I understand that, but you look at, I mean, really,
Right,
the Patriots need defensive help.
Yeah, and they're never.
And there's nobody on the defensive side of the ball that is even remotely top 3,
Yeah.
let alone top 5.
Not in the SEC. Not in the SEC. More of the Pac-10.
Again, there are no prospects on the defensive side of the ball that stand out like at all. Okay, because Shedeur Sanders is probably going to go number 1, and then you got the guy, not Travis Hunter, but the runner-up for the Heisman Trophy. He's probably going to get drafted number 2, and then the Arizona running back, the one that played that entire bowl game with a concussion, he's probably going to go number 3 overall. Okay, and that number 3 pick is gonna work out to be golden for whatever team gets the number 3 pick.
You're not wrong on that one.
Okay, so defensively, there's nobody that's going to. I mean, you might see somebody trade up to grab a defensive player, but it's going to be looked at as one of these unnecessary trades in the draft because they would have been there at 15 anyway. Okay, so I don't see. I think that the termination of his job was strictly due to the record. And that's it. They finished the season at 4-13. And when you're coming off of a few years removed from, the dynasty that was the Tom Brady and Bill Belichick era, the standards are pretty high. And
to have a fall off that quickly is telling.
It is. With with the quarterback turn, with the turnaround on quarterbacks in New England since Tom Brady left, it's been kind of a laughable thing. It's almost been as much of a punchline in the NFL as the New York Jets. But I think that the coaching, move that they made, the firing of the head coach was just strictly due to the record, and that's it. They were expected to be more competitive in the division than they actually were this year, and at 4-13, you're bottom dwelling basically. I mean, and really, if the people of New England really wanted to look at somebody and follow a team that was bottom dwelling, Bobby Valentine would still be the manager of the Red Sox. So, do I agree with the fact that this guy got axed after his first year as a head coach, a rookie head coach? No, I don't. Not at all. Because if you look at Jimmy Johnson, what did he do his first season? He was 1-15. 1-15 his debut year as a head coach in the NFL. And then he turns that program around by taking charge of the draft room, and they go on and they win 2 more Super Bowls under Jimmy Johnson. So come on, I don't think that it's a good move at all. Gronkowski, Rob Gronkowski went off. He was starting to go off on a little bit of a tirade yesterday on Fox, NFL on Fox, but they cut him off and they went to break like halfway through the tirade. But he was about to start spitting some truth bombs. I mean, really, he was on it, and I don't agree with the move. But then again, I'm not Robert Kraft. I'm not out there signing paychecks and getting happy endings after the season's over. So, good luck to him, to Jared Mayo, and I really hope that he finds a good position, somewhere else in the league, because the Colts, even after they won yesterday, they still ended the season with a losing record. They fired their defensive coordinator this afternoon.
Yeah,
so. You're going to start seeing usually, and it's pretty funny, like the Monday or the Friday after
Black Monday.
Yeah, they call it Black Monday. It's the day after the Super Bowl. You start seeing a lot of head coaches getting fired. But
last year we saw most of the head coaches like before December.
Yeah, we did. But we'll find out. I mean, because they're not going to get Bill Belichick back because he's now the head coach over in North Carolina. The University of North Carolina. He's a Tar Heel coach now.
Yeah, supposedly.
No, not supposedly. He signed his contract. Yeah, he actually pulled the trigger and said, "Yeah, I'm going to do this." and he's going to treat the North Carolina program like it's a super highway to preparing players to play in the NFL.
Oh, nice.
So, with the NIL rules and everything like that, players getting paid, he's going to be able to focus on things like financial responsibility, maturity levels, being able to read offenses, be able to read defenses, things of that nature. That's going to set these kids that are going through that program up for success as they start making their way into the NFL via the draft.
Well, it's also we have the
Where'd
same.
where'd you get accepted? You got accepted over at North Carolina? You're going to UNC, Darius? No, keep an eye on
But
it.
no, there's a elementary school because it was in that Chris. What was that freaking documentary about the fake football team school?
Oh man, it's yeah. I know which one you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it right now.
But there is a school.
It was based on that was a high school team though.
Yeah, okay. There was a high school team school that was their whole program, is to get get into the college draft, basically.
Well,
Like that.
Okay, so
they're-
prepping their kids to play at the
Pipeline,
collegiate level, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Well, that was their claim, but it turns out they
No. There was an actual school that does that though.
No, I know, but there was the documentary I'm thinking about, the one. Then
No,
there was one that was it was a freaking scam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a scam one. But they were playing against an actual team that actually does do that.
right.
Yeah,
And
Well,
they got demolished,
yeah.
But moving on, I just so that way I could say that we hedged our bets on this next game. I was the only one that picked the Giants, knowing that Philadelphia was going to win that game.
You literally, you're like, even though in the beginning of this season, you're like, oh no, we're not hedging our bets or anything like that. Well,
Yeah, I know, but at a certain point, I mean, going into the final week of the season, it was just kind of like, fuck it, whatever. So there.
Yeah.
Next up, we had the Saints at the Buccaneers. We all picked the Buccaneers, and you know what? Mike Evans, gig 'em Aggies, dude. A&M alumni guy. I mean, he's joining Jerry Rice up there, setting records yesterday on the last play of the game. I mean, just he needed 5 yards to get the record with Jerry Rice, and he got it. They made damn sure. That was a $3 million bonus. Yeah, it's a $3 million bonus that he made yesterday with that catch. Moving on, we've got Houston at the Tennessee Titans, who tried to parade themselves as the Houston Oilers. I want to point out something. J.J. Watt brought it up on Twitter. Tennessee is now 0-2 when they play Houston with the old uniforms. You know, and I mean, and there was a lot of personalities on TV that were like, look, on behalf of all Houstonians everywhere, and on behalf of the NFL and football fans everywhere, quit perpetrating and being sour, because it is the biggest Bush League move in the history of the NFL. You want to wear uniforms for a city that you abandoned to make fun of a fan base that you didn't care about. Come on. I mean, we're not saying give over the love you blue colors to the Houston Texans, because I think we've moved on from that. But enough is enough. I mean, when you rebrand the entire stadium with Oiler, scripting, colors, I mean, even changing the name on the sidelines. Come on, it's just enough is enough. Okay, it being the troll does not work well for you at all. I mean,
yeah, it's not a joke anymore. At this point.
it's not a joke anymore. You're 0-2 when you're wearing these uniforms against the team that is now in the city that you abandoned.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
Adams, rest in peace. But the Adams family, they're a bunch of I wish they were that cool. They're not.
Well, the actual Houston Oilers back in the day at least won 2 championships.
No, they won division championships.
Yeah,
They
division.
never went.
I never went to the Super Bowl or anything. I didn't say that. I said championships.
Division titles. There's a difference. The Texans are back-to-back division champions. So I'm not seeing where the connection.
Houston Oilers did win 2 AFL championships prior to the merger to the NFL.
AFL prior to the merger.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. I'm not impressed. Okay. The entire city,
What have you done for us?
The entire southern half of the state of Texas was all about them some Houston Oilers. They were. I mean, you got Warren Moon, you got Earl Campbell. I mean, come on, man. And then they just up in the middle of the night under the cover of darkness decide that they're going to move to Tennessee and just say, fuck you, Texas. And that's all they did. They said, screw you, Texas. They said, screw you, Houston. Screw you, fans. We don't care. We out. Okay. Their one claim to fame is the fact that they won an AFC championship that year and went to the Super Bowl to lose by a foot.
Yeah, that's
and it's been downhill since then. Eddie George gets traded from to the Dallas Cowboys. He plays 2 years. It fizzles out of the NFL. He's not even working as an announcer anymore because FS1 didn't like him. Okay, Steve McNair, he cheats on his wife and his girlfriend blows his brains out while he's sleeping on the couch. Come on. I mean, it just. I know these are hot takes, but I'm just like, come on. What kind of a culture do you have? You know, the only thing that was really the two positive things that actually came out of the Tennessee Titans was Frank Wycheck at tight end and Bruce Matthews setting the Ironman record as a lineman. So your glory days are behind you, Adams family. Give up the damn Houston Oilers shit. Play as the Tennessee Titans and quit parading around as something that you're not. Everybody in the NFL knows that you are the stomping grounds of the NFL. You are a bad day away from becoming a full-on My Chemical Romance version of the Cleveland Browns.
Oh,
ouch.
That hurts.
Okay. I mean, if people don't come to Nashville to come visit your stadium and go to your fucking games. They go for the tourist attractions because it's called Music City. It's not Football City. Hell, your hockey team has a higher attendance record than the Tennessee Titans do, and they have for the past 5 or 6 years.
Better record too.
Yeah, way better record. You know, so I mean, and at least the Nashville Predators made a go of it before they eventually lost in the Stanley Cup final. So, you know, just yeah, good point there. They're this close for becoming an XFL team. You know, go to the USFL. I mean, you'll have better ratings there. You know, it just
Let's just make them arena football at this point.
Yeah, you know, it just be the test bed for the next Kurt Warner. You know, go find you some guy that flunked out of high school football and he's bagging groceries somewhere. I mean,
if they had the popularity, you could make a banana league for football, but they don't have the charisma to make that happen.
They don't, because let's face it, the Adams family has about as much charisma as the Jones family does. Anyways, so the Texans go into Tennessee and embarrass them with their second string. Their starters go one series, score on the opening drive. They come out of the game. Their second string comes in, and then the second string running back against your starters rips off a 92-yard rushing touchdown.
That was hilarious.
As soon as I saw him hit that little hitch in his giddy up when he crossed the 30, I was like, he's gone. I mean, he's gone. And that dude took off with a quickness. I mean, the huge tutty, absolutely. You know, the big man with, I mean, it was a pick six, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah,
you get this lineman who just gets the deflection and he's carrying the receiver that it bounced off of. Like,
Yeah.
you pick up a man could not bring this big guy down. So, yeah. But moving on. Let me see here. Chris, you and Colin picked Arizona. David and I went San Francisco. Arizona, for whatever reason, decided to show up and play football.
Yeah,
I figured they finally had one more.
So
They had at least one good one in them.
yeah.
Wasn't most of San Francisco starting lineup on the sidelines though?
It doesn't matter. I mean, it's just like this next game that we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, honestly,
David, you and Colin were the only ones to pick the Broncos because we were like, "There's no way in hell." But then, you know what it was, Chris, is the fact that we forgot to take into consideration that Kansas City had nothing to play for.
Literally what I was going to say. I completely forgot about that.
I don't care. Broncos won. A win's a win.
okay.
No, you're right.
I knew.
A win's a win. And I saw a very masterful tweet. I saw a very masterful tweet after that game. It says, for those of you who have, jumped, that have been on the Kansas City bandwagon for the last 3 years, today was what Kansas City fans experienced prior to Andy Reid.
Yeah, that's true.
I was like, you know what? There is so much truth in that statement. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really didn't win anything until Andy Reid came in.
Yeah. So I mean, the announcers were talking about how Steve Spagnuolo is the defensive coordinator for Kansas City, was just holding back, and he was just kind of like pacing the booth because he was told not to rush anybody all game long. And you know what? Be that as it may, Bo Nix still balled the fuck out. Like, I'm sitting there going, damn. I mean, that when they were getting their post-game interviews, that they were like, yeah, this one was kind of handed to us, but I mean, this one got them into the playoffs.
Dude, it was so bad that I was watching on Paramount Plus, and
Paramount Plus cut away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they cut away from it. They went to the Atlanta game.
No, they went to the Chargers Raiders game.
Oh, yeah. That's right. They went to the Chargers Raiders, and then they cut away to the Atlanta game. And then before that game was even over, I mean, the regulation ended for Atlanta, Carolina. And they cut away and went to their post-game coverage.
Yeah. It was so hilarious. Because I was like,
because I'm like,
literally went out for a cigarette, came back in, was looking at, I was like, why is I guess they're doing highlights of the Raiders Chargers game. And I was like, it's been on for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing because I was like, wait a minute. They just straight up cut the coverage on.
They did a hiding.
Yeah, they straight up just said, you know what, screw the bonus coverage. We're going to call it a weekend. And I was like, well, shit, okay. I turned on Peacock and started watching last night's game. I was like, holy crap. Which
they literally pulled a Heidi. And it was CBS that did it last time.
Yeah, they did. All right. So but 38-0 was the tune to that one. So I was like, I was happy I was okay to be wrong on that game because it was entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Let me see here. We picked the Rams. Every one of us picked the Rams.
Seahawks are kind of iffy this season.
Yeah.
They're
I mean,
they're random.
Yeah, they are random.
They're the random probability team of 2024. So
yeah.
But moving on from there, we all picked the Chargers to win against the Raiders. Of course, that happened. The Chargers are the now 6th seed, and they will be playing the Houston Texans in the first round here at NRG.
The tickets are cheap too.
Yeah, I am. We'll get to that in just a second, but we all picked Miami. Miami ducked out of that game faster than Tyreek Hill. I mean,
Did
Tyreek Hill after the game, he was like, "Yeah, bro, I want to go where I can win because I got to think about my family. That door open, I'm out." Like he just straight up said, "I quit."
Did Aaron Rodgers actually play that game?
He did, yeah.
Okay.
And they had a play that summed up the entire 2024 season for the New York Jets.
So you're done for betting on the Jets?
And he pitched it out to the running back. The running back threw it back to Aaron Rodgers because they were going to set up this long, big, elaborate screen. And the running back goes to hit the edge. And as soon as he catches that ball, he gets absolutely annihilated for a 5-yard loss. It was, I was like, damn, dude, that was brutal. But the Jets ended up winning the final game of the year, 32-20.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. That whole season, there was just so much promise for the Fish. I'm just like, whatever.
This next game, though.
Next game, okay. This game lived up to the hype about as much as the Paul Tyson fight. They promised us a shootout, and I'm like, okay, here it comes. And I'm like, the energy in the building was going. The defenses were just, getting at each other.
Well, okay, Detroit's defense, they lost a lot of their players for the defense.
Detroit defense stepped up in a
they did.
huge way. Huge.
I was so surprised at this game. The main reason why I was surprised in it, because I was like, man, they got a lot of their players are out.
Here's what happened. And they were told at the point of attack, be violent. Right? They were incredibly violent.
They were RoboCop Detroit violent.
Oh yeah. I mean, Minnesota walked in there like they were Ed 209, and they thought they were just going to turn everybody into hamburger. Nope, absolutely not. And then the second half came out, and they tried to be RoboCop 2, but they didn't get the right kind of brain. Yeah, I mean, will the real Detroit Lions please stand up? They did. They took care of business. They've got the number 1 seed for the first time in franchise history.
Yes.
So, good job, Detroit. Before we get into the playoff picks, for those of you who have been following the show all season long, we normally try to. We had talked about setting up. Setting up, doing like a pot of, like a playoff pot, and
loser picks the.
And you know what? Just because I'm absolutely lazy, and I didn't want. I don't want to go back through all the picks and go, you know what, we're gonna, honestly, I think we didn't have that much discrepancy between who was, the winner, who was the loser.
Kind of stayed pretty even all year, to be honest.
Yeah. We were actually pretty good at the picks because it's like we were learning stuff.
Yeah, I mean, God forbid that we sound like we know what we're doing, because we don't.
I don't know how I would feel about
We would never.
No.
I feel really horrible about that.
Do you though? Do you really though?
Yes, because I've never achieved anything in my life.
I mean,
Well,
you landed Chris and I, so there's that.
It's like the ugly. It's like the Deadpool dog. I'm pretty much the Deadpool dog.
Yeah. Well,
minus the charisma, raw sexual
minus the charisma,
energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, plus your tongue is not nearly as attractive.
It's true.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to try to get tickets to go to this game. I really am.
Charger game.
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken here, let me.
They're only like $110.
Yeah, let me see here.
And there's what you were saying about Texans Lions Super Bowl. No,
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
No.
As much as I want it to.
No, yeah, it's not happening. I'm predicting more of a Detroit Buffalo.
Mm,
I was just thinking Detroit Chiefs, just because.
yeah.
Something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen. The Chiefs are going to go in, and something's going to happen that's going to upset the script.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
I can see the Ravens in the next division round. I can see the Bills in the next division rounds.
Yeah.
I
can see the Vikings. Washington Commanders that's a toss up. I'm just gonna go with the emotions on that one. Just go Buccaneers. But in all
are
reality,
you making picks right now? Because we're not even discussing that right now, David. Holy shit! Really? We've been at this for 18 weeks. And we've been doing this show now for 194 weeks. And you still can't get your shit together?
No,
come on, man. I understand that you could fuck up a wet dream, but dude,
that's the constant.
I digress. So, first game, it's a Saturday game. It's 3:30 kickoff. It is going to be the Chargers at Houston here at NRG, which is an hour up the road from my house. That will be on CBS, Paramount Plus, and it will be simulcast on Nickelodeon. So it's slime time. I'm just kind of saying.
I'm going to Houston.
Actually, no, because I looked at the weekends wrong. You're not coming until the weekend of the 18th. I know. I'm sorry, dude. You know what? In solidarity, I will try not to get tickets for the game.
No, you can get tickets.
There's no guarantee, So, but anyways, the Chargers are coming in. Jim Harbaugh's first year as head coach in San Diego, or I keep wanting to say San Diego, in LA. They've got the team to do it, definitely. But they
is most of their starters able to play?
What, the Chargers?
No, Texans.
I haven't gotten to the Texans yet, so maybe pump the brakes there, Fox and friends.
Pump the hate brakes.
Good God. Well, even with the injuries to some of the key starters like Tank Dell, the Texans have made some pretty late addition, pretty good late additions to their roster. I honestly think that it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a back and forth kind of a game. It's definitely going to be a test for the defense because Herbert he's a good quarterback. I really, and it's not a homer pick. It's not an emotional pick. I think at this point, coming off of a much desperately needed, win yesterday against the Titans. I think the Texans are going to come out on top against the Chargers. And it's not just because they're the 4 seed versus the 5 seed. It's just because I think that the Texans, they have the momentum on their side right now. So that's kind of where I'm going with that.
I'm almost nervous that the Chargers are, because I feel like they have a chance somewhat.
They do. And everything has to go right for them. And Houston has to make some great mistakes.
I can see them winning the wild card. I don't see them going any further though in the divisions.
Yeah.
I mean, miracles do happen.
So
But
who are you taking? You taking the Chargers?
yeah, I'm taking the Texans.
Okay. What about you, Chris?
A little bit of an emotional pick, but I'm going Texans.
Okay. And Colin?
I said Texans.
Okay. Hey, look, I was just verifying so that way I didn't
All
fuck
right.
like I
Yeah.
did a couple weeks ago for you. All right, next up, we got the Steelers at the Ravens. This one's kind of a no-brainer because the Steelers are kind of backing their way into the playoffs.
They got lucky. They got lucky this year.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
backed in as the 6th seed for the AFC. I'm going Baltimore on this one.
Yeah, Baltimore. I'll
Same.
take Collins
Yep.
on that.
Next up, this is a Sunday game. This will be the Broncos at the Bills.
This is the no-brainer of the week.
I don't think it's the no-brainer of the week. I think that one's the next game coming up. But
Yeah,
um,
I think the Bills are going to win it. But
yeah,
here's the thing.
the Broncos have had a great season.
Yes, compared to last season, it's a good season.
Yeah,
I hate seeing that this is the team the Broncos were put up against, just because I wanted to see the Broncos play a little bit more. But Bills are gonna take it.
yeah. I mean, Josh Allen is going to definitely. He's going to. Not that he needed it, but I think that he's gonna put the exclamation point on his case for MVP.
Oh yeah,
That is my far and away my pick for MVP this year.
I thought him and was it defensive lineman was getting it?
No, it was a tie. It was right now. Really, the two front runners are Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. And I think Josh Allen has been more consistent over the course of the season. His team's 13-4 record, proved that. So I mean, definitely though, the Bills are taking this game, and it's not going to be as close as fans in Denver would like, because the conditions aren't too dissimilar between, I mean, the only difference between Denver and Orchard Park is altitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I do think that Denver will get some punches in though. Like they'll
yeah, they will.
Oh, yeah, it'll be a
But
good
depending
game.
on what the weather does, if it's a snow game, I mean, it's going to be. Denver Bo Nix has not been real. He hasn't been tested in the snow yet this year. Josh Allen has.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Josh Allen has got, the one snow game that everybody remembers this year. He has a rushing, passing, and a receiving touchdown.
And they're probably going to have
And
that.
receiving were on the same play. So, and that is an official stat. So, I'm just verifying one more time. Everybody Buffalo, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Next up is the no-brainer of the week. 7 seed Packers going to visit the 2 seed Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia, they rested everybody yesterday, to include Saquon Barkley, who had absolutely zero chance of losing the season rushing title. You give Saquon Barkley an extra week of rest, dude. It's like a built-in bye for him. Yesterday, Eagles far. I mean, the Eagles are going to go away with this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. Next up, we've got. It's the last of the 5 games this weekend. We've got the Commanders at Tampa Bay. Commanders
5 games.
Yeah. There's only 5 games this weekend.
6 games.
6, counting Monday night. I'm sorry, but
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
even. God. Anyways, which we'll get to that game in a second. The Commanders had a good season. I mean, their first year under Dan Quinn as head coach. They're going to have some big plays, but I think with everything that's been going on in Tampa Bay, Mike Evans getting his big payday, his record, Baker Mayfield just absolutely balling out. It's going to be a bare knuckle fight for the first half, and then after that, Tampa Bay is going to pull away. I think Tampa Bay is going to win this game by 15. David's.
I don't know.
David's plugging information into his fake algorithm here.
I'm going Tampa Bay.
I think I'm going to break. I'm going to go Commanders.
Okay. That's absolutely respectable. What about you, Chris, or David?
I'll go Tampa Bay.
All right. So the Monday night game with the now 5 seed Minnesota Vikings going to the number 4 seed by strict virtue of the fact that they won their division, the LA Rams.
I'm going to Vikings.
Here's the thing. I'm going with the Vikings, and here's why. They are going to be playing with a chip on their shoulder. Okay. If you listened to the post-game audio whenever the coaches were, shaking hands at the end of the game, Dave Campbell looked at the head coach of Minnesota and said, "We'll see you in 2 weeks."
No.
So we're going to get, we're going to get the NFC North championship game part 3, kind of thing in 2 weeks. So I'm going with Minnesota on this one.
I'm surprised.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised the score was. I really am. I'm surprised at the score with the Vikings Lions game, because the Vikings.
I think that
You know what? I think that maybe the Vikings
did not plan properly for the amount of effort. They didn't plan for that one intangible that you can never really plan for and practice against, and that is straight up like hate.
Yeah,
because
you're right on that one.
The second and third string guys that have been filling in the gaps for the starters that are injured have been listening to the NFL and the experts talk shit about them for the last month and a half. And they were like, okay, it's down to the last game of the season to decide not only the division crown, but the number 1 seed. And these dudes showed up and they were like, fuck these guys. And they punched them in the mouth. And, it was a wake-up call for Minnesota. I think that when they meet again in 2 weeks, it's hard to beat somebody, 3 times in a single season. But we'll see what the Lions and the Vikings both look like after their first round games. Well, actually, not even first round, because Detroit's got the first round bye. So yeah. Detroit is going to be in a better position because they've got, they'll have an extra week to rest guys and to prep. So right now I'm willing to bet that they're hedging their bets on Minnesota, taking it to the, bring it, come to Ford Field for a rematch. And it's going to be a fun game to watch, definitely, for sure. But
I think when the time comes, though, the Detroit has too much to win for when that rematch happens.
Yeah, no, Detroit's going to take it to them again. If it comes down to a rematch, Detroit's going to take it to them. I mean, there's not going to be any of this wait until the fourth quarter to pull away. It'll
be a close game, 100%.
Well, no, because Minnesota's playing at a disadvantage already. Okay, because they've got to prepare for the Rams. They got to get past Los Angeles. Okay, it's very possible that the Rams pull off the upset. And by upset. Even though they are the higher seed, it would be an upset to see the Rams beat the Vikings.
And
Big time.
and it's possible for the Rams to do it.
Yeah, it's very possible. So the Vikings, they've got their work cut out for them. They know that there's a very high probability that they're going to be in Detroit again in 2 weeks, but they've got to prep and plan to beat the Rams first.
Yeah, that is absolutely true.
Okay. All Detroit has to do, they have to sit back and look at tape for both teams and prepare for both teams. And then as soon as that game's over, they've got a whole week to do nothing but have the practice squad run those plays.
Yeah, because that game this weekend, that was to see who gets the bye week. That literally was.
That's what that was. So, the Vikings are going to go into LA with a chip on their shoulder, but they've got, they can't look past don't sleep on the Rams.
Mm-mm.
Don't sleep on the Rams at all. They've already demonstrated on several occasions this year that they've got the capability of reaching up and punching somebody in the mouth.
Yeah.
And Matt Stafford's got he's got the pedigree. No, I don't want to say pedigree. He's got the resume to prove that he can get to the postseason and win.
Mm.
So that's going to be an interesting game. I'm taking Minnesota to win on that because I think it's a lot sexier of a TV proposition for a rematch of the NFC North, but anything can happen on Monday night, and that one's going to be playing out while we're on the air. So, we'll see. But yeah, definitely. So we can agree Minnesota all the way around?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and say that real quick. Over here, say that.
I'm looking at the Friday game for Texas, Ohio State for the national championship. I still can't believe Georgia lost so many team players in that game, or they're not going because Georgia lost a lot of players. Ridiculous. So
and yes, I don't want to put it. Yeah. All right. So you're going to get a blank subject line from me real quick, Dave, but I just sent that to you. So, all right. Colin, you ready for your segment?
Oh yeah.
You good to go?
Yeah.
All right.
Rising from the smoke and haze of desolation comes a Spartan. He is bent on wronging that which has been set right. It's the greatest genetic code ever to exist here for your ears and eyes to feast upon. Spartan Colin, I hope you're bringing the smoke tonight. Someone get me a joke.
These aren't the best jokes I've ever told. These are kind of more on the mess side. I visited my new friend's my new friend in his apartment. He told me, make myself at home. I threw him out the window. I hate visitors.
That tracks. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially unannounced.
Get out.
Like, leave me alone.
Come in here.
If I wanted you here, I would invite you.
You drink all my coffee. You don't offer to replace the toilet paper. What the fuck? That was actually pretty good, Colin.
That was a good one.
That was a good lead off. Yeah.
What's red and is bad for your teeth? A brick.
Okay. Yeah. These are knowledge bombs right here. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's good to know.
Yeah.
That does it.
That was
Take
it.
note.
That is it.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
You got to chuckle.
yeah. All right. Well,
Slipping out through the fog of war, this Spartan continues the fight. Your souls have become collateral damage in the battle against the flood of moral supremacy. Leave your expectations at the door on your way out and marvel before the pillar of tactical prowess. Ladies and gentlemen, angry faithful of all ages, this has been Joke Time with Colin.
you know, if Steve Downs ever hears this show and he hears Colin's intro and outro, we might get a letter going. I don't remember recording that.
That would be funny.
Oh, that would be great.
So listen, you've recorded a lot of stuff. You don't have to remember everything.
Right?
You
Like, you know what, sir? You know, will you come on our show? Like, all right,
First
ladies
of all,
and gentlemen,
big
we
fans.
have the Master Chief on our show.
Dude, that would be a get, man. Whoo!
Man,
Popularity spike
Ooh,
dislike.
I'm about to make a name for myself.
Whoop.
oh, it is. Oh, right there. You just tell them what you saw here today. Good Lord. Yeah, so I've got some new jerseys coming in the mail. I ordered a Josh Allen.
You ordered New Jersey?
Yes.
Did you get the drones with it or not?
No, I had to pull teeth because that bitch Delaware was wearing them.
Mm.
It's
always
Dave,
funny
thank
with-
you for walking right into that. I appreciate you. No, I
Well, you
ordered some
appreciate
ordered some NFL. Yeah. Oh, look. The ground. Your sister's hot. There, I said it.
Said it.
I can't run anymore.
It's like that one lineman who caught that pass, made it about 6 steps and fell on the ground. One interception. Listen,
Oh,
bus was out of gas.
yeah.
Almost as bad as what happened with Kamala Harris today.
She broke a glass ceiling there, fellas.
She had to verify her loss.
Certified. She had to certify her own loss.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, that's right. Yeah.
And right now, Nebraska's husband, the Nebraska senator's husband, is on fire on her internet. I'm gonna have to show you this. This is hilarious.
Yeah, but I ordered some. Yeah, go ahead.
He just totally denies her.
Oh, damn!
Yeah, that's Mike
It's
Johnson,
like,
right?
don't touch me. Don't
Yeah.
touch me.
Oh, I'm picking up a Josh Allen jersey. I found a CJ Stroud jersey, so I'm getting that. It's from their midnight black with the red trim.
Do you got okay? We need to get some jerseys for the team.
Yeah,
They're like $65.
well, we'll sit down. Let me look at a couple different options because Chris, this is going to be the one that you like though. I've got an Army West Point Black Knights jersey coming.
Oh, did you really?
Not the one from the Army Navy game. I'm their regular season jersey
That would be amazing. That would be a good get, right?
with the Army nameplate across the back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then I'm totally gonna trick it out. I'm gonna get a custom name tape made. So when the jersey gets here, I'm gonna pull the sewing machine out. I'm gonna stitch that name tape on the jersey.
Nice.
It's gonna be so fucking fire, bro. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, let me take a look at a couple different options as far as like where to get jerseys and things like that, Dave.
Oh,
So-
did you ever find that one AI generator clip thing?
No, I didn't. Because today I had an eye appointment. I took care of some personal stuff, some errands and stuff like that, and then I spent the rest of the afternoon playing Ghost of Tsushima. I'm finally on Act 3.
Mm.
So, because I what I had done is, I get halfway through Act 3, and like all that's left is for me to retake Castle Tsushima, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And then I'm like, well,
Or-
'cause I'm playing the director's cut. I'm like, all right, or Shimura. So I go to the island of Iki and I play that whole like expansion thing, which it took like it was like 12 hours worth of gameplay on that one, but
Holy
I took my
crap.
time and I grinded it out, and I got the trophy for unlocking all the tails from Iki
Mhm.
Island, and then it enabled me to fast travel back and forth to the from one island to the next. So
Are
So
you doing
basically-
are you doing an honorable like samurai playthrough or
oh no,
or you're playing straight as a ghost?
I'm playing Ghost. Yeah. So
So basically, you're telling me is like once you hit the final boss, you did all the side quests and everything before the first boss of the
yeah,
first.
I'm trying to get as many of those technique points as possible, so that way I can just completely max out my ability slots.
That'd be interesting.
So, because Jin's friend Ryuzo, that was the leader of the Straw Hats,
Yeah.
you got to fight him twice,
Yeah.
and the second time, so much easier
Yeah.
because I had the perfect dodge and the perfect parry. I'm like, bro, come at
When
me.
you say when you say Straw Hats, I think of One Piece.
Well, Straw Hats is basically samurais without a master, so they're like an army of Ronins. So they
Well,
wear,
yeah, I know. I'm just
yeah,
One
yeah, I get what you're saying, but
Piece. I've been on that One Piece.
so
grind.
if any of y'all or if any of our listeners have a PlayStation 2 that you don't want anymore, reach out to me because I want to talk to you. Because I found a copy of Star Trek Encounters for PS2, and I can't fucking play it because my PS3 is not backward compatible because Sony is laughable as far as like emulators are concerned.
Yeah.
Man, dude, there's a Castlevania game I play. I play Harmony of Despair, my PS5, and I can't get the DLC, and I'm like, why can't the shop just be open for everything?
Yeah. So, here I am, like a week.
I'm gonna head out, guys.
All right, man. Be good. Dave. Love you,
All right,
bro.
love you guys.
Laters.
But I bought the PlayStation Portal a week ago, and yeah, it's entirely dependent upon your internet connection. It does lag every once in a while, but what I do like is there's an update that they just released for it that lets you stream games now, like Cloud Play. So
They've had it, but it hasn't been that good.
yeah, they released it now, so they quote unquote remove the need for you to have an actual PS5 to play on the Portal.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm thinking
So-
about doing my 4th playthrough of Elden Ring. So
I almost bought Elden Ring this weekend, but then I was like, nah. I went ahead and picked up Horizon Forbidden West. For the
no, you should have gotten Elden Ring. Between those two, Elden
Look,
Ring.
if I'm going to play Elden Ring, I'm going to play it on the Xbox for the achievements. I'm sorry, I'm a gamer score whore at heart. So
That's fair. Dude, Elden Ring's so good. I love. It's such a pain though sometimes because it takes like over like 1,000. Not that it takes over 1,100,000 runes just for me to level up once now. And I
Yeah, I
mean,
can't get into the Souls-like games.
I love Souls.
Well-
Like Well, no, it's not Souls-like. It's Soulsborne.
Well, after I get done finishing Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, I'm gonna put Dark Souls on my Xbox and I'm gonna grind on that for a little while.
I've been digging
You know,
on.
yeah, you know what? Play Dark Souls first before you play
Yeah,
Elden Ring.
so
'Cause
what were you saying,
once you,
I say I've been playing the hell out of Shadow of War lately.
Really? Okay.
That one is always entertaining.
Yeah. So I mean, once I finish Ghost on my PS5, I'm going to attempt to go back in and get that final bot so I can platinum Astrobot. Just I raged quit that last level so hard.
I mean, it's understandable.
if you play Elden Ring and then go back and play the old Souls games, it's so easy. Like, cause it's just like everything's so much slower.
Yeah.
So then it's like,
Did you ever try Another Crab's Treasure?
no.
That one is incredible.
My
Very hard.
brother played it.
Yeah, it's actually really good. It's hard. It's
yeah.
kind of Souls-like in the
It is a Souls-like.
yeah.
Just
It's
the only
just a little more.
difference
It's a little more
is that
cutesy.
there's a difficulty setting on it
Yeah.
Yeah.
where you can.
But
have
it's,
a
it
gun
has the
as your shell.
respawning enemies and stuff like that, and they're hard. Like those, especially boss fights.
Yeah,
I never did.
My brother, my brother was playing it on a Steam Deck. And he was getting mad. I'm like, bro.
I get it. Trust me, that game kicked my butt. I'm not too proud to admit it.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this new Elden Ring game because
Go ahead.
I'm a little because we're getting the Nameless King back, but buffed, and so that's a little nerve-wracking. He was
Honestly,
Dark Souls 3.
I can't wait for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I know that's kind of a niche one, but the first one was a lot of fun. If you like RPGs at all, that one was a lot of fun. Very deep, very steep learning curve for the combat too.
Did you see
once you get it, it was a lot of fun.
Did you guys see where they teased the Switch 2 over the weekend?
No.
It's going to have an NVIDIA video card in it.
Ooh.
It's supposed to have like a 4.3 teraflop processor.
Damn.
The electromagnetic Joy-Cons.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would suspect that the Switch 2 is going to have a $400, maybe $500 price tag attached to it. They teased it. They didn't put out a lot about it. Just the teaser video. It's out there, so go take a look at it. But
we're still going to get that before GTA 6.
Right. My thing is that whenever I bought my PS5, I had my PlayStation Plus, so everything should have been on the cloud. None of my PS4 saves came over.
No, you got to bring them over manually.
Yeah. So I'm like, fuck. So I've got this external hard drive, and I'm like, what's the point of me having this thing? Really. So
I mean,
do I trade it and get an SSD?
No, because keep it for your PS4 games. Like keep your external hard drive for your PS4 games, because you still have all your PS4 games on there. It's just, I would advise, even if it's just later on. I don't have one personally, but I'm gonna get an internal hard drive.
Yeah.
Because dude, I'm starting to get mad at this point. Anytime I want to download something on my PS5.
With my generation of PS5, because I got the Slim, mine came with the 1 terabyte hard drive as opposed to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but you fill it so fast.
And that's the thing. Is like I've got Ghost on there, and I've got Astrobot on there. Those are the only 2 games that I got on there right now, because I'm like, I really want to buy the remastered Spider-Man so I can play through it.
Yeah,
I can play Spider-Man 2 because I don't care about Miles Morales. But
I would play it.
It was
played.
good.
It's still a really good game.
Well,
It's still really good.
And the combat's pretty fun.
yeah. Well,
Um,
let me rephrase that. All right. So, because what I'm looking at is I'm looking at like cost, right? Do I get Miles Morales Deluxe Edition just so I can have it on the PS5 and get the free remastered version of Spider? You know what? That's probably what I'll do, because that way I've only got to buy 2, because I want to get through these Marvel titles
if you
before
have
Wolverine comes out.
if you have the original Spider-Man, like the game,
Yeah, it's like a $30 upgrade though.
If you get a chance, you said Marvel games. If you get a chance, and I don't know if you ever tried it, the Guardians of the Galaxy, if it's ever on sale,
Oh, the Telltale game?
get it. No. There was one. It's the same art style almost as like the Suicide Squad. It looks a lot like that, but the gameplay on it, amazing. It is phenomenal, and the soundtrack on it is hands down the best soundtrack I've ever heard of a game.
I was looking on Steam.
They have the album on Spotify, and it's absolutely worth looking up.
I was looking on Steam. Suicide Squad was like $2 over the break.
It's awful. It was horrible.
It is awful.
But no, and that was Guardians of the Galaxy. Was like I said, it looks similar to that. It's very colorful like that, but the gameplay on it was so good.
I played some of it. It was pretty fun.
It's such an underrated game.
Okay.
It
Yeah,
was
but
really good.
I'm getting so mad at my anytime I want, because I'm gonna have to make room, a
Yeah.
lot of room, for when Monster Hunter Wilds comes out.
But then, like, look at you saw rumored anyways. It hasn't been confirmed, but how big GTA 6 is supposed to be?
Okay, look,
Like
I get people love the GTA series.
Like how
How
are you even supposed to? If you have a 1 terabyte hard drive, you're screwed. You're gonna have to upgrade.
Yeah.
You won't even
I
be able to get one
don't-
game on there.
I don't. That's why I
But I'm saying
refuse
and even if you don't care about GTA 6 itself, that's the trend that games are going. I mean, look at COD.
That's why I refuse to get caught on my PS5.
Yeah,
Because
it
it's
takes
like,
up a ton of room.
dude, I'm actually like, there's times where I'm actually getting mad, because it's like I want to install these games, but then it's like, oh my god, I don't have room, and it's pissing me off,
Okay.
because I have
And you want
Sparking
to take
Zero.
another.
I know where she lives.
Go ahead.
The games I have installed right now on my PS5, I think, are Elden Ring, Honkai Star Rail, or Elden Ring, Honkai Star Rail. I think I have Sparking Zero, and I have Fortnite installed just because. Why not?
See, and that's the thing is like you can't just. It used to be back in the day you would keep those games on the hard drive just because you know at some point you're going to play it.
Yep.
So you could do that and still have your regular rotation of games, or you bring in and out. But now you can't even. You have 3, maybe 4 that you. Can
I have.
do.
Okay, so because like I'm excited for it when it's coming out this summer.
Mhm.
I have Dynamite 2 installed because I'm excited for the Beast, because
Mhm.
they're bringing back Kyle Crane.
Yeah.
It takes up so much space,
Yeah.
and it's just sitting there. I have Sparking Zero, Dying Light, Elden Ring, Fortnite, Honkai Star Rail, Tekken 8, and SAO Fractured Daydream. And with all that installed, I have 93 gigs left.
Yeah. And all these games, they're 300-400 gigs that are already to download, and then right away day one patch that's another 30 gigs.
And also, the updates to the console also take up space.
Yeah.
So
yeah. No, it's a situation where they're forcing people into buying these SSDs. They're forcing people into buying the premium editions of these consoles.
This is the dude.
Well,
because I looked recently.
I mean, what's past terabit, right? Like gigabit or something? Or no, that's gig. Never mind. I sound stupid.
internal hard drives are so expensive nowadays. It's insane.
Yeah, for a while there, like because the technology was there, like the SSDs, the solid state drives were for the hard drives were like getting really cheap. And
Yeah, you could get like a 2 or 3 terabyte for less than $100.
yeah, and now like they're through the roof now.
No,
And
of course, demand has gone through the roof too.
it has, and I think a lot of it is because of the retro gaming market and for the modding market.
No,
I'm
Like
the
if I were to try to mod my PS3, right, and put like a free McBoot on there, and then put a bunch of ROMs on there to play, I got to have a 16 terabit hard drive. That's like $300 and $400 right there just for the hard drive.
Yeah.
I didn't even
The-
spend that much on the PS3.
the two games that I'm most excited for, with Xbox are I'm waiting for that Perfect Dark game to come
Yeah.
out on.
Yeah, Perfect Dark is going to be pretty awesome.
And I am so excited for this new Doom game. Oh my god, it looks amazing.
Well, I'll be glad whenever Halo Studios finally releases a core game.
Dude,
on-
they're working, the people who do Halo are working with some other big game studios on this one game. And it looks really cool. I think it was God, what was it called? I think it was hold on, I got it.
Good Lord. Getting old.
Say,
Well,
yeah, I'm gonna have to.
yeah,
we're gonna
let's
have to land
go
here very
ahead and
soon.
land this plane. Colin, hang out with me for a little bit after the show so that way I can talk to you. But yeah, so we're coming up on an hour and 37 minutes right here. David always tries to keep us under 2 hours because it makes it easier for him to clip the show up and so we can get our shorts out. But right, phrasing. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and land this plane. We appreciate the spike in viewership during the halfway point of the show. Get the word out. We got to get these numbers up. My goal for 2025 is to hopefully get us to where we have a consistent viewership on this show, at least during the live show. I want to be modest, 10, 15, 20 people. If we hit numbers higher than that, great, awesome. If not, you know what? Hey, we gave it a shot. But get the word out. We're doing this for fun. So, but it wouldn't hurt to get our numbers up, to get our engagement up. But Chris, we are glad that you're back. Glad that you're starting to feel at least somewhat better.
Good to be back.
And love to be, would have loved to have been able to kick the year off with you on the panel, but hey, you know what? I'll take you a week late. So week late and you're here, that just means that the pull-out game worked well enough. So
Exactly.
But with that being said, I am Lord Johnny Skelton.
I am Chris Jacka.
I'm Prince Colin Skelton.
And you have become privy. You've become indentured. Your ear holes are none the worse for wear. You might be able to hear just a little bit better, knock some of that earwax loose. Think of it as really highly concentrated Astroglide. And in the words, I almost got ahead of myself. This has been Nerd Sports episode 194. We will see you at back here next week, same bat time, same bat channel. And in the words of the immortal lesbian pirate bearded clam, scissor me timbers. R.